Machines Can See 2023 Summit. So it's a summit and machines can see. Can you see in the diagram also some kind of, artificial intelligence? Can you see some kind of artificial intelligence or machine learning kind of a thing? So it's a summit which is majorly on the AI, artificial intelligence. Let's have a look at what are the details of this particular summit. And this summit, is for launched by the UAE government, right? It's an international conference on artificial intelligence, right? And the objective of the summit was to discuss the future of AI. What kind of future are we trying to discuss over here? What are the issues in the artificial intelligence? How to develop artificial intelligence for better human safety, or for better human use? What are the challenges that we are facing in the artificial intelligence as of now? But so to understand all these things, we have to first of all understand what is artificial intelligence. Now, what is exactly artificial intelligence? Let's have a look, right? So it is written over here, it is mimicking the human intelligence process, right? So artificial intelligence is basically the way, taking decisions, doing activities the way human intelligence works, right? So we need certain kind of results. Let's say we want to analyze something. So humans have a particular tendency, have a particular, way of doing things. What are those? First of all, we will learn. We will observe, right? We will observe and learn about it, right? Then when we learn about it, when we observe, then we do the reasoning. The reasoning portion. Oh, this is like this. This is the size. This is the color. This is the components. This is the material. Everything we will try to reason out things. We'll basically reason out things. Then we will do the self-correction. Self-correction. So these are the three components of intelligence. Okay. These are the three components of intelligence. So even humans work in this fashion. So even the machines are going to work in this fashion only. So they will have a lot of data which they are going to analyze. They will observe and learn from the data, right? For the reasoning, they will make a lot of algorithms. Okay, they will make a lot of algorithms, right? And the self-correction would be, again, when you have the algorithms, then you have the feedback. Then you have the feedback mechanism. When you give the result, or let's say that we have to train the machine to understand that anything which looks like this, okay, anything which looks like this is a 9. Okay, so a normal machine, in the normal computers that we have, 9 will look like, it can only recognize 9. Let's say we are giving that this is 9. Okay, so normal computer will only recognize that this is 9 only when it is written in particular fashion. But artificial intelligence, if we give them various samples of 9, let's say this is also a 9, this is also a 9, this is also a 9. All these things, if we give to the machine, then it can, working on various samples, it can start understanding that even if we have not fed that this is 9 to the machine, it can understand, okay, this is 9, right? Based on various algorithms. Just understand that. If we give them various photos of a cat, let's say, so after 10, 30, 100 photos or whatever, the machine will start recognizing, okay, the difference between a cat and a dog, right? We don't have to feed the information again and again, right? That is what artificial intelligence is, right? So when they get the feedback that, okay, you were right in this particular case and you were not right in this particular case, then they will start doing the self-correction thing. That is how humans function. That is how artificial intelligence function, right? So now here, in your exams, you might get confused, or the examiner might make you confused based on certain things. So there are basically three very important terms which are related to artificial intelligence. First is what is artificial intelligence. Then we have heard a lot about what is machine learning, right? We have heard a lot about neural networks and deep learning. What is the difference between these things? Let us try to understand in a very, very simple words, right? So what is artificial intelligence? As we have already talked about, doing the things just like humans do it. Okay, just like humans do it. Taking the decisions just like humans do it, or mimicking the humans. That is what artificial intelligence is. So it's the broadest term. Okay, how do we do it? How do we make the machine take decisions or do things just like humans do? So for that, we have various types of artificial intelligence, and one of them is machine learning. What can be other? There are natural language processing also. There are various other artificial intelligence technologies. Okay, so machine learning is one of them, and it's among the most popular. What exactly is machine learning? As I told you, a lot of data will be given. Okay, these data will be analyzed by the machines, right? Then they can predict, once they have built that particular memory or they have built that particular understanding based on algorithms, they can predict anything which is similar to that particular data. So we need not feed that this is again a cat. They will be able to predict, okay, based on these data, based on these photos, I can say that this is a cat, right? That is how machine learning works. Now, how do we make the machine learning function? What is based on it? So just try to understand, this is based on deep neural networks. Why neural networks? Because that is how our own, we also have these neural networks in our brain, isn't it? So it is almost a replica of that only. That it is a stage by stage process. We need not go into the details of it, at least in this particular discussion, but just understand, it's the stage by stage process of analyzing what exactly this particular data would be all about. So these things have difference and these are different to each other. Okay, artificial intelligence is the broadest term, right? Machine learning is the way we go for artificial intelligence, and deep neural network is the exact technology that we're using for machine learning, right? This is something which is clear to us. Now let's go to which can be asked in your mains examination. It can be the applications of artificial intelligence. So whatever field you are going to choose the field of agriculture, you will have applications of artificial intelligence. In the field of education, research, health, in the field of energy, in the field of defense, all these places, energy, astronomy, right, environment, all these places we will have the application of artificial intelligence. Now let us first of all understand the basic things. So in artificial, how do we understand that how it is going to be useful in agriculture? So just understand what is a basic fundamental. A lot of data is going to be fed into the system based on algorithms. It will, on base of these data, it will develop algorithms, or the base of algorithm, it will identify any other data, any other sample data that we have, right, any other object that we have. So it's basically a predictive analysis. Okay, the predictive analysis will be done, right? So now let's replicate this basic concept in each of these fields. In agriculture, let's say we have to find out how much drought has happened. Okay, what is the loss of crop? So we will give them various photos. We will give the machine various photos that this is how drought looks like, and this is the area of this particular drought. Now for there we will give, let's say, 100 photos of it. 100 photos of drought in different thing, in different dimensions, and we will tell them exactly what it is. This is a drought, this is the area, things like that. Now they are trained on this particular data. Now when we give any other drought image, let's say drought is happening in this particular year, it will be a different image, right? The machine will be able to identify that, okay, drought is happening and this is the loss which has happened. Okay, what we can also say that, there are certain indicators of drought. Let's say, the amount of rainfall which is going to happen. So if we can feed the data of rainfall, if we can feed rainfall data and tell the machine that if the rainfall is less than this particular dimensions, if the climate is like this, right, if the temperature is in this manner, most probably drought will happen, right? Or if other climatic situations, let's say El Nino or La Nina, all those data if we feed in, and if we say if these are the parameters, drought has happened in these parameters, so can you predict that in this particular year drought can happen or not? So in that manner, we can train this particular artificial intelligence machine. Similarly in education, okay, we can feed the data with the scores of the individual. We can feed the data, that this particular person based on these tests is weak in these areas. Can you tell me what are the other areas he can be weak on, right? All these things can be done. Or artificial intelligence can be used to generate content also. So that is known as generative AI. For example, ChatGPT or Bard, right? Generative AI is there. All right. Then in the terms of health, again, it is useful in what? Diagnosis. Right? If we can feed the artificial intelligence machine with lot of data, that if this happened, this is a cancer. If this happened, this is a tumor. If this happens, then this is some other disease. So if that data is there, then based on this analysis, it can definitely understand it can definitely diagnose that what kind of disease might occur or what is this particular disease. So can you understand that this entire machine learning or artificial intelligence is based on predictive analysis, right? Similarly, things can be done in these areas. Environment, let's say, pollution. So we can feed in the pollution data and we can understand that what kind of pollution will occur, let's say on 10 days after it or 100 days after it, and how do we prepare ourselves. In astronomy we have seen, right, we can see that this particular phenomena is happening. This is the details. Let's say supernova has happened or a black hole has merged. So these are the radio waves or x-rays which are being thrown out of that particular phenomena. So if we have a lot of data of the x-rays or radio waves, can we not tell that okay, a black hole has merged or a neutron stars have merged? All these things can be used in artificial intelligence, right? So that is the application of artificial intelligence. Now let us have a look at the importance of AI. Right, what is the importance? Human error is almost negligible, of course, right? Then second is that it can integrate itself with all the intelligent system. We have the IoTs. When you move out of the house, the bulb and the fans and everything will understand that there is no activity in the room. Let us switch it off. Okay, IoT is there, right? Then in the healthcare sector, as I told you, the diagnosis portion. In the education sector, we can improve the quality of education based on the requirement of individual person. We can make predictive drugs in the field of health sector, right? Then in the e-commerce industry, we can understand the consumer behavior, isn't it? Can we not understand the consumer behavior, and we can develop products based on that? So that can be useful. But then what are the challenges to AI, or what are the ethical concerns to AI? These are very important from the mains perspective. All right, so what are the challenges? It can have their own biases and prejudices, because it all depends on the data that is being used over there. So if this data has bias, then whatever result is going to come, it will definitely have the bias. We cannot stop it. Or let's say the algorithm that we are using, even this can be biased, right? This data might be biased, or this algorithm might be biased, let's say towards certain caste or towards certain gender. And this actually happened. Amazon had a this recruitment technology, okay, in which they were using artificial intelligence to circulate or to demarcate the various resumes, okay. But then this particular machine, the point was this particular machine was trained on some kind of data which was biased, and which said that in the technology world there are mostly men at the top levels, right? So this particular machine started discriminating against the women, this particular AI machine, all right. And mostly whatever resumes it will select, they will be of male, because it was the data it was fed with, that in the technology world at the top position mostly men are there, right? That is how this system can be very dangerous. It can be biased, right? Then obviously public awareness. People do not have the awareness as to how to use AI and how it works, what benefits there can be, right? Then there are several resources which are needed to implement the AI system. For example, millions and millions liters of water is being used to run this particular chat GPT that we use, right? Because it's highly energy intensive, lot of processing is going on behind it. So because of that processing, a lot of energy is being used, and that it might even become environmentally unsustainable. So all these things are there, right? There are other ethical concerns also. Let's say in the automatic cars that we have, right? If accident happens, who will be responsible? Will the car be responsible? Will the AI system in the car be responsible? Will the human be responsible? Will the manufacturer be responsible? And how we are going for the punishment thing, right? All these ethical concerns are going to be there. Job loss is one of the very huge ethical concern based on AI. So all these things are there, and we have to read it from the exams perspective. All right. So what are the various things which India has done in terms of AI, right? India and the AI. So this is general thing which you can use in your answers. Let's say the AI's economic impact, right? So AI can add almost $1 trillion to India's economy by 2035. Very important data which you can quote in your examinations, and it can boost the growth by 1.3%. So economic impact of AI. All right, what impact AI is having on the economy. Now AI's market, it is expected to hit more than 7.8 billion by 2025, and a CAGR of compound annual growth rate of 20%, which is huge, which is very, very huge, right? What is the AI talent that India has? It's the third largest AI talent pool. So many people are there in India, and sort of the kind of skill development initiatives which is going on, the kind of education which is going on. We have lot of AI people having lot of people having AI based talents, right? So that can be used by India to move ahead in this race of AI, right? Then we have the AI startups. India is again one of the largest countries with one of the largest startups, right? So 14-fold increase in AI startups India has seen from 2000 to 2022. So all these things, based on the question, you can use this particular data in your answers, right? Then what are the challenges for India? What can be the challenges for India? Obviously the challenges would be, let's say, at the policy level. We need more and more promotion, isn't it? More and more promotion, more and more finances to more and more skill development. All these things need to be done, right? Then we have the human resource. Even though we might have a lot of human resource, they are not trained properly. They do not have the right opportunities, isn't it? They do not have the right jobs, isn't it? So all these things are there. Then we might have issues with the funding. We might have issues with the higher end technology. Lot of algorithms and everything is used in AI, right? All these things are there. Then the curriculum at the basic level, people are not at all aware about what exactly is AI. So curriculum is not that forward, right? In most of the states. So all these things are the challenges which India is facing. We are facing the challenge of brain drain, isn't it? Brain drain is happening. So all all the largest companies, the CEOs of largest companies are from India, but they are not working in India. So all these things are the challenges which India faces. So what are the steps which government has taken for AI? Right, so in the budget of 2019, we have seen that a National Research Foundation was established so that we can find out what can be done for AI, right? What kind of research has to be done. So all this is kind of a technical step which has been taken. All right, innovation in all the academic disciplines, right? Then we have the Center for Excellence, again, skilling the people, finding new technologies, progressing ahead in the field of AI, right? Has been set up by the NIC. That is something which you have to remember. This fact is very important, right? Then we have AI on the pilot basis in crop cutting and yield estimation. Use of AI in agriculture, when the crop has to be cut, depending on the rainfall, depending on the weather and everything, right? That can be done. Then Niti Aayog has launched a policy which is National AI Strategy, which will give a vision of AI development to the country. Okay, 5 priority areas have also been identified. For example, health, education, agriculture, smart cities and smart mobility. Right, these are the things which India is trying to do. What are the other things which steps which India has taken? So there's a national AI portal wherein best practices from all over the country, they can be placed and people can learn. Joint ventures can be created between the government and the private sector, right? Then we have the Airavat, which is AI based supercomputer in India. It is almost ranked somewhere around 75th rank, which is a huge achievement for India. Then a lot of startups and centers are coming up based on AI. That's again a huge initiative and a huge achievement for India. Then in terms of education, we have the Diksha portal. We have CBSE, is reforming its curriculum. The CBSE's AI subject introduction, right? So that is something which we needed always, isn't it? Then we have the skill development, Future Skills Prime, in which the private sector is coming together with the government sector to train the people in the upcoming AI technologies, upcoming AI skills, because that is going to be very important to get jobs, right? Then in the agriculture, we have been using AI. In the judiciary, how to what kind of in this particular case, what kind of rules, what kind of regulations, what kind of laws are getting applicable. Immediately these things can be done, and then the timing of the justice can be reduced, isn't it? Judiciary is definitely suffering from a lot of delays, right? So these things can be done. The SUPAS and the SUVAS scheme, right, in which they are using AI for the judicial purposes. Then we have the global collaboration, setting the vision of AI throughout the world. That is there in this particular thing. Now, what is the way forward? How do we move ahead? So we need a data infrastructure, because AI is based on data only. We need data. We need to have data from various dimensions, from various sectors, and which has to be refined, which has to be made usable, and something which will be used to develop the AI systems, right? We need data integrity. What is data integrity? That data, what kind of data is there? It should not have any personal information. It should not have something which which can be used to discriminate among people. So that is what was emphasized by Mahalana Lobis. All right. Then we have deepfake mitigation. So AI can be used. Now let's say AI has faces of 1,000 humans. So it can create a fake face, right? And that is what is concerning the society in terms of deepfake things, right? We have videos, we have photos, deepfake. Someone is there in the video, someone else's photo is there. That is huge embarrassment for the people. So this technologies has to be tackled. Then we have principles, the SE lower principles, something which you should read about, that how exactly AI systems have to work. This is something which you have to go and read. Right? We need media literacy. When there is a hate speech, when there is a fake news and all these things, based on AI, media has to understand. Right? Then regulations are needed, that AI should not be used for destructive purposes. Right? Let's say in the defense purposes, we should not use AI. Let's say if we develop AI so much that it can even overpower the humans, then that is a very dangerous scenario, which Elon Musk and Stephen Hawkins, people like that, have already said, isn't it? Then we have need the tech intervention to solve the problems of deep fakes and authentic media, right? And we need behavioral change. We need to develop this behavior of criticality, when it is useful, when it is not useful. All these things have to be done to develop AI in India.